Hello there, fellow humans, and welcome to this video. And today I want to talk about things that you might be doing wrong. And the first thing that a lot of people are doing wrong is that they use free XP for tanks. Now, if you don't have a lot of free XP, let's say you need 50k for the E75, you're going to use 50k free XP to get the E75. Now you have a stock E75 that is about the same as a upgraded Tiger 2, but you're a tier higher. So always use your XP to upgrade modules and not tanks, because modules are a lot more important than upgrading a tank. Because if you play a stock E75, you're basically just playing a Tiger a tier higher. So use your free XP wisely. And obviously, again, to add to that, don't rush lines. You know, if you're not good in the tier 8, you're not gonna be good in the tier 10. Take your time, try to learn it, and then move up. You know, you don't just jump to the next tank just because you researched it. You gotta jump to the next tanks once you understand how the tank works, right? Because no one likes bad players. That's just how it goes. But there are a lot of them. So improve. Try to get better. Now, you might not never get a unicorn, or you might not be the greatest of players, but you can always improve just a bit. And that is very important to do, because, you know, you don't want to have bad players ruining your game, so you don't want to ruin anyone else's game either, right? And obviously, the thing is, though, don't expect too much from your team. There are going to be people that don't care. There are a lot of people that don't care about the stats. I mean, to be fair, you shouldn't really care about your stats too much anyway. I mean, it's only, can you carry your own weight? That's the only question that should be answered there, in terms of stats. And outside of that, just have fun, but don't expect your teammates to care. Don't expect your teammates to be any good. And don't expect them to help you either, because obviously most of the time they won't. And then, if you do expect them to help, you'll just be disappointed pretty much. And that's not good, and if you're disappointed, you'll play worse. You know, if you're mad, if you're angry, you'll play worse. Because it has a negative impact on your awareness. You know, you won't be looking around as much. You won't be trying to find shots as much, you know. And that's very important. Awareness, you know, for example, that 50B is pretty much alone. So we can just go for him, you know, because there's no backup for him. You know, they have one tank destroyer. That tank destroyer is spotted. We know where he is. So he can't shoot me in this position. And there's a 57 heavy there. It was missing. That's why I wasn't just rushing past. That's why I was waiting. Now the 50B could be sitting, yeah, right there. And he is. So, awareness. You know, be aware of what's happening. And that's something that you need a lot of time for. Obviously, that doesn't happen in 100 games. It doesn't even happen in 1,000 games. You will need quite a long time to get that awareness. You know, as I said, you know, if you rush lines, you're gonna just grind tanks without understanding what you're doing. And obviously, if you have trouble understanding something, then sure, check out videos, watch videos, but think about them yourself. Think about it as well, because some YouTubers out there, they might be very relevant, but they don't have good intentions towards it. You know, they try to sell you tanks that you won't be able to play with, for example, because they're assholes. And that happens. There are going to be bad actors out there that want to harm you. I mean, I'd be like, yeah, I like the LT432, so you should spend 15,000 gold on a tank you're not very likely to be able to play well. I mean, cool. But, yeah, it's just, there are people out there that that essentially harm you if you watch them. But that's the thing. Look at it yourself. Watch multiple sources. Don't just listen to one person, because if you do that, you're gonna get ripped off. And don't listen to the big mainstream ones either, because most of them just, they got that big not by being good, but by simply being, well, shiny and yay, everything's great. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Anyway, I mean, it's your decision what to do in the end, obviously, and that's the thing. It is your decision what to do with the game, what tanks to play. However, you shouldn't play in the city, because that's bad. Don't go to the bad side. It's not the city side, it's just the bad side. But most of the time, the city side is the bad side. For example, Himmelsdorf, that's not as clear cut. You know, the city is actually not too horrible on Himmelsdorf. However, on most maps, it's just houses, 90-degree houses. And fighting around those, in pretty much any tank that isn't the VK90 or a mouse, just not good, and the hills offer you a lot more opportunity, because most of the time, as I said, don't expect anything from your team. Most of the time, it is going to be very uncoordinated. You know, you're not going to have properly set up defensive positions and stuff like that. So you are gonna have to wing it, basically. If you have to wing it, you want to have as many opportunities and positions you can play as possible, right? And don't get mad, you know, because if you're mad, you play worse. And for example, from here, we have a lot more opportunities to do damage, to get damage, than if we were stuck in a city where you can't move and can't get out because you only have one way of getting out, and that is a 90-degree corner that people all just aim at and they get. So yeah, don't do that either, you know. But yeah, basically, think. That's the entire video. Just think. Use your brain. You have one. Use it, and use it wisely. You know, if you're having trouble, ask someone for help. You know, maybe try to platoon with someone that's better than you. Maybe you'll learn something by watching them. You know, you're not going to learn too much from a 10-minute video about a tank, but if you play with someone in a platoon for a couple hours, you might learn a lot more. But obviously, videos can also be very, very helpful if they're good. That is, if they are good. Okay, now let's try to go for the Moiskin because he's isolated, he's alone. If I try to peek the E50M, the STB is in the way. If I try to peek the Moiskin, there's no one in the way. So we'll go for the Moiskin because it's the easiest target. Probably gonna die though, but might get 1 or 2 shots here, just like that. Wow, have a load of heat. Hopefully they have no awareness. Okay, STB is doing something. Track him. You know, that allows your team to do shots and to also get more assistance damage, because assistance damage is also very nice. Right, now, E50M. See if we can clip him a bit here. Track him again. More assistance damage. And now he's dead. Wonderful. And now it's only the VK left. Nope. Never mind. That's another thing. You know, don't expect everything to go perfectly. There are gonna be where you're gonna be like, what the hell just happened? So yeah, just don't expect everything to be perfect. You know, sometimes you have a good team like that. You know, that was a great team, and that worked out beautifully. So yeah, think. That's what you're doing wrong. You're not thinking properly. So yeah, with that said, thank you very much for watching. And if you want to know more, if you have any questions, just check out my streams. You know, why not? And yeah, see you for the next one. Goodbye.